Welcome to another edition of your baby mama's favorite podcast, We Ain't Them. I am your host, Rasan, 1/3 of We Ain't Them, of course. Before we get started today, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As you can see, we're in a new studio. If you can't tell, we're in Cozy Studio. Shout out to Los. Shout out to Tiff. The studio's real nice, brand new. You guys should definitely, if you guys are making any podcasts, making any kind of work, any kind of magic, you guys should definitely check out their studio. Now today, I'm not here alone, and it's not Kev, it's not Ev here today. However, I have a very, very special guest. You've seen him on here before. You probably seen him on the Jobber Tears podcast, and it's none other than Mr. I don't even have to say Mr. It's Sir Wilkins.
What up, niggas? What up? What up? You guys got me back. Multicam Studio, Cozy. We in Rosedale, Queens. We in my hood, my stomping ground where I grew up, where I lost my virginity, where I got jumped, where I played ball. I'm home. I'm home, niggas.
Well, I was going to ask how you do today, but I don't need to ask that.
Got my thighs out.
Yep.
Ready for war.
It's the summertime, baby.
Summertime.
There you go. Listen.
Got my hoochie daddy shorts on. Waiting to get saved by a WNBA player.
It's the season of the chuffs out here.
Yeah.
Season of the chuffs, chubby and buff. Anyway, sir, so today we're going to mix it up. We're going to do something a little different.
Okay.
But before we get there, what you got planned for the summer, sir?
What I got planned for the summer? Probably do a little bit of traveling. Nothing crazy. More stateside than anything. Jobber Slam 4. I'll be wrestling in a cage match against Darius Carter. You heard it here first. Damn. It's gonna go down in Brooklyn. So it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be all out war, brawling. You know, taking these haters out. One hater at a time, because they not like us. How to pull that back. Let me say that 6 more times. Not like us, not like us. Let me put a little Kendrick on it. Ha ha.
No. I don't like that. See. I need you to give a little more energy. See that camera right there? I need you to talk to Darius Carter.
What is there to talk about? He's about to get his ass whooped by me, Sir Wilkins. Come August 24th, Kobe Day, Black Mamba Day. Because you know what? I'm black and I'm a snake. I thought that made sense. It didn't make sense, but it made sense. Yeah, we're gonna roll with that. Right, Cozy Studios? We're going to roll with that.
Right. Darius Carter. Put some respect on this man's name.
Exactly.
Cage match. Kobe Day. August 24th. Remember, get your tickets, everybody, because it's going to be one of them ones. Brooklyn, Queens, wherever you at, make sure you get your ass to Jobber Slam.
4.
Word.
It's going to be good, like Bad Boys for Life was good.
We gonna get to that, actually. So today we're going to mix it up. So the executive director, Kevin, he decided that he wanted to give us some topics. We don't know what's gonna happen, but it's on this magical wonder wheel. I ain't gonna lie, it's not my idea, but shout out Danny Brown. He came up with the idea, and I was like, fuck it, why not we use it for ourselves? So our lovely producer here, Los, he is going to be there, and he's going to help us out with this wheel. So, Los, it's on you.
Okay, spinning.
All right.
And where does the arrow land?
Let's see here.
What does that say?
Toxic masculinity. Damn.
We starting off spicy.
We starting off spicy. All right. Toxic masculinity. Now, again, I don't know how we're supposed to go at this, but I think I'll go at it by saying niggas be niggering. I really have a hate for toxic masculinity.
What is toxic masculinity exactly? Because I need the definition of it.
damn, it's really hard to say. I have my own definition.
What is your own definition?
I feel like when you know you're a know-it-all and you feel like you use that to take advantage of a situation, right? You're cocky, you're arrogant, and and replacing cockiness from arrogance is two different things, right? Like, sorry, confidence from arrogance is two different things that people don't understand. And when you buff up your chest at people and you feel like yeah, like you don't have to worry about I got this, like fuck out of here. I like I'm better than you. I'll always be better than you. I'm ahead of you and everything. And I'm just big man on campus, like shit like that. That's how I feel like toxic masculinity. But you may have your own definition.
So first of all, I think toxic masculinity, the word is stupid.
Really?
I think it's another buzzword that we're using in our current society, where we're trying to be more open about mental health and everything, but toxic masculinity is just a buzzword in my opinion. I think we try to frame it as, oh, this is the person, or he's being too overly masculine, he's being arrogant, like you said, which is part of the definition that they throw at it. But when you really think about it, it's just a toxic person. You know what I mean? It's just a bad person who's just damaged human being. And we try to put like these labels on things and women who are watching and who are listening, I'm gonna use y'all as an example. Y'all do fucked up shit too. People are toxic, not just men, not just women. People of all races, creeds are all toxic, hurt individuals. So this whole label of toxic masculinity, yeah, he wants to raise a family a certain type of way. He has tons of problems from the family that he grew up in, the places that he grew up in, and he's passing it down. Tons of trauma that's encompassed inside of him. You know what I mean? So I think that's always been I'm like, yo, all these motherfuckers is bad people. Like, we stay trying to like put these labels and say like, is this particular gender has the problem? Nah. Toxic masculinity is a buzzword. That's it. That's all it is.
I mean, I see your point. I definitely agree with you. I feel like especially like there's like a stretch on it, right? It could be homophobia, it could be misogyny, it could be different things like that. So I do see your point because it is a buzzword. It really is a buzzword when you think about it in hindsight.
Niggas and bitches is toxic. That's what it comes down to. Niggas and bitches is toxic. You know how many bitches I know, and I'm going to use this word, these bitches out here that are homophobic?
True.
And nobody be talking about that. There's a lot of women who are homophobic as shit.
I see your point. I definitely see
like homophobic. They want a man to do a certain type of way. All that toxic masculinity that they be like, oh, that's toxic. That's what they want.
Oh, and if you don't like what they're saying, you're deemed sassy.
Yes. If you call a dude gay because he doesn't like you, nigga, that's toxic.
Oh yeah.
If you call a dude gay because he does a thing that you don't 100% feel is a certain type of way, that's toxic. And it goes back to what I originally said on before the segment started. Niggas and bitches is toxic. So if we're going to use a buzzword, it should be NB toxic. Niggas and bitches toxic.
I really don't have no comeback for that because that's a very good point.
Because like we all be like, oh, like this gender war shit is the corniest shit in the world. Granted, it gets plenty of views, clicks, all of that. You're engaged. I'm in a situation, but before that,
yeah,
you dated.
Uh-huh.
You dated great women.
Mm-hmm.
You dated okay women,
mm-hmm.
and you dated shitty women.
Mm-hmm.
It's across the board. Men and women are fucked up individuals. You just got to choose which motherfucker you want to procreate with you want to stick your dick inside of, you want to put the pussy on top of that matches your toxic that you can deal with.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I talk shit about like being toxic, but I mean, I was young. I know the experience of being toxic a little bit. I talk mad shit. I do, but I've had moments. Listen, I wasn't great to every woman.
You're a human being. That's how you learn. I was out here slinging dick like it was cocaine to random bitches. Random bitches. Story time. Random. This is the most toxic thing I could ever do in my life. Never forget this day. And I've told this story probably on my on my other podcast, but I'll tell it here. All right. So I used to work in nightlife. Promoter, door guy, bartender, all that shit. Met this shorty doo-wop. I felt lonely, nigga. I felt lonely. I felt absolutely lonely one night. And I wanted to bag something so I could feel good about my soul.
All right. I respect that.
This is disgusting. This is disgusting behavior. But I was like, I haven't had nothing in a while. I'm going to bag something so I can feel good about myself. Feel good about my self-esteem. Horrible. Scooped it up. Took her out on a date the next day. Did the nasty. We slapped some bellies vertically. Horizontally. It was a good time. Never spoke to her after. And then I think I texted her to apologize, but then I just felt guilty for myself. I wasn't texting her to apologize of my toxic ways for her. I did it for myself. Then we fast forward, ladies and gentlemen, about 8 years, maybe 10. My brother gets sick one day, really sick. He's ended up in the hospital. Body's about to shut down. He's in ICU. I'm the next to kin for my brother. It's late night, 11 p.m. I'm pulling up because, that's my brother. I'm going to spend the night, sleep on the couch for him because that's my blood. I pull up. The doctors they already know me, but there's a new nurse there. I tell the nurse, I go, hey, so-and-so is my brother. I'm the next of kin. I'm here to spend the night here. How's he doing? Blah, blah, blah. Shorty looked at me and said, so you don't remember me, do you? I said, bitch, what are you talking about? Who are you? She goes, Wilkins, are you serious right now? I said, huh? And then I go, oh yeah! I didn't remember who this bitch was. So I go into my brother's room. I tell him the story. He's like, yo, you don't know who she is? And then I looked back and I said, oh, that's the girl.
Damn, bro.
Toxic. Horrible. But I'm human. She didn't meet my toxicity. I've been played before and I got that karma back. God, don't throw that shit back at me again. But I did it before. And to go back to the conversation, we all toxic in many ways. Why label it?
All right. You know what? Since you did story time, I guess I'll be fair and do story time myself.
Let's listen.
All right, so let's talk about the time that I had some, but I was in two different situations, right? And I was sleeping with a girl who had a husband in the military.
You disgusting.
Oh yeah. But I mean, to be fair, we was on the same page. So it wasn't necessarily nothing crazy, right? So sleeping with this girl, everything's cool, but then I feel bored. So I'm like, let me just talk to somebody else. I see this girl and I'm like, all right, let's see what it is, right? At the time, I didn't realize what she was and who she was. And even as I'm older, I will still hold this trial and true. That girl was a true butterface. If you don't know what a butterface is, ladies and gentlemen, that means everything looks good on her.
What's the vibes? It's a vibe.
Ooh, it was vibing. It was it was vibing in here. It was about to get real litty. I don't know why. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know what a butterface is, that means everything looks good on her. Ass, titties, everything. Butterface. Ooh, that was when she came in. I was like, oh no. And not only was she a butterface, she was a crater face at that. I was like,
Damn,
oh,
you're so mean. Toxic masculinity
nah,
there,
fuck
ladies
that.
and
I
gentlemen.
don't care. I don't give a
Toxic
fuck.
masculinity.
But regardless, you know, I did the deed. I got what I wanted, but I wasn't satisfied. Right? Wasn't satisfied. I like made some bullshit ass excuse as to why I need to leave. Like I was like, yo, I gotta go pick up my niece or I gotta drop her off at the airport. Some shit that I'm not really proud of. She left. I ain't never called her. That same night, within like 4 hours, I had the same girl that I was talking about, the married woman. I had her come to my crib and I fucked her too.
Sounds like a good time to me.
It was a good time, but I was toxic. I was toxic.
Adult.
And just as a heads up, for anybody who's like, how do you talk like this and you about to get married?
It's his past.
Listen, my past is my past. And to be fair, these stories that I say publicly, I would still say privately. And my fiance knows this. So, baby, you ain't got to worry.
Fiance your past sex stories?
I told my fiance everything. Because I really, really, I feel like.
I don't tell a girl a lot about my past sex life.
Yeah, you can, but it all depends, right? It also depends because I always say that my fiance is my person, so it's a lot different.
No, it's
I
beautiful.
didn't tell her none of this stuff when she was my girlfriend. I told her a lot of this stuff when she was my fiance. I've told her that like, yeah, I've dealt with this girl, but like now we get more in detail.
Does she know how your exes look?
She knows of one because she went to school with her. Actually, no. The girl wasn't my ex per se. The girl was somebody I slept with, which was the married girl.
So let me ask you this. So, because I've been in a situation where I've been in a relationship with girls and they ask how my exes look like, and I don't want to show it to them. I just think it's unnecessary. But they always ask. And I know why they ask. Because women are toxic as well. We'll stay on the same subject. Because they want to see who the competition was. They want to see, are they better than the past?
I mean, okay, cool. All right. That's fair. That is very.
But I was just curious. Have you like shown pictures of like, oh, this chick I used to smash, this chick I used to deal with?
I mean, she's seen one of my exes, one of my like first exes, like fresh out of high school. Like she's met her like in passing.
Any other ones after that?
Nah. No. She was also in the same room as. Like on 2 separate occasions, she was in the room with a girl that I was either dating or I slept with. On 2 separate occasions. But she never seen them.
She asks, but what if she asks like, "Hey, can I see?"
I'm gonna guarantee you this after this episode, she will. It's not, and because it's gonna be for fun, just to see if I'm gonna do it or not. Which I don't have no problem because I tell everybody like, you got to be confident in the person that you are and who the person you're with. So I ain't got no dealings. Listen, I'll tell you this much. I recently saw a girl that I really, really wanted to date. Like really, really saw. I saw her on IG. I saw her, like, I wanted to date her years ago. And like looking at it in hindsight, I definitely am so glad that I am with who I am with now. Because that girl ain't got like a lick of what my fiance has.
That's
Not
beautiful.
even a fucking lick.
But the thing about it, I just don't want the conversation to pop up. You still like her?
I don't think that's gonna. I think.
You're engaged.
Yeah.
So that's a different thing, and I don't want to hear, because girls are petty.
Mm-hmm.
Women are petty.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say 2 out of the girls that you show her have a certain look, then they can be like, "Oh, that's your type," and it doesn't look like your girlfriend. That's when insecurities start hitting. That's why I'm asking. Unless across the board you just date chocolate And my dumb ass has been the United Nations since like about 13.
I mean, you smart. That's smart. Because then it's not really much that anybody could really say. It's like, unless like you have a type of like they're really skinny or they're really big or they're really short.
Oh,
or they're really tall.
majority is two something if you want to do something. I got this Haitian in me. I'm Haitian, so like the two something crowd is particularly up there.
Oh, so you like the women of the heavier set.
Yes, little chubby, either chubby or BBWs.
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it because that was a thing for me, and I still think that I got the right range for my fiance of just enough thick for me. If she was
you just called your fiance semi-fat?
No, I called her thick because she thick. Listen, she can say what she want to. I love that she's thick. Okay. But sure. I'm saying, and I'm meaning thick thighs, some good ass titties, and some ass. That is good enough for me. Okay. Like, and then like if you was like, oh well, babe, I'm gonna go to the gym, baby, that's up to you. Like, as long as you don't get thin, because then I'm like,
no, I'll deal with the thin. Thin doesn't bother me, because as I work in the fitness industry, that's my shoot job, so I know what the health benefits of being in shape, but it's not always the size of things. But I do enjoy the curvier, delicious, thicker women. But you know, if they slim, it's a good time too.
It's weird,
but then it's not enough meat. It's not
exactly.
I'm not being
enough,
fed.
It's not enough to hold. It's not enough to appreciate.
Like I enjoy laying on titties.
Exact. Oh my God, people don't understand the power of a good titty. Oh man,
I enjoy laying on quality titties while being caressed. Hold me, bitch.
Exactly.
Hold me.
Exactly. People don't get it. People do not get it. People think that it's a joke. It's really not.
Yeah.
But I will say this back to what we was referring to before. Like, honestly, like being toxic is something. I will say, like, and as you grow older, you gotta kind of realize like that shit is for the birds. Like, you really gotta like cut that shit out. But it's a you live and you learn kind of situation, right? You just gotta get better. Like, you could be toxic when you're young, but as you get older, it's time to grow the fuck up. Put your big boy pants on. And women, don't be petty. Don't be ain't shit either. Like y'all gotta do better. So, next topic.
Woo, we sweet. Like a cop car.
Word. Oh, look at that.
Wrestling talk.
Wrestling talk. I think this is the only time we're going to actually do wrestling talk.
Okay.
Per se. All right. So this, I'm hoping that this gets released within the weekend. So Forbidden Door is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one thing that people like to complain about is that there are way too many matches on a card, right? Especially on a Sunday. How do you feel about, like, what is your medium for like a pay-per-view?
A medium for a pay-per-view should be no more than 8 matches. Nigga, I am old. I am fucking old. I do not need to be up to 12 a.m. to watch a wrestling show. Especially when next day I have to go to work. We talked about before I even got here in pre-production. I'm in my mid-30s. Today I went to go play basketball. I felt like I got hit by a truck after I played basketball. And I work out consistently. But I worked out, went to play basketball like I used to do back when I was younger. Like, I lifted some weights, played some ball. I can't do that shit anymore. So when it comes to a pay-per-view that has 12 matches and they have no time limit, because that's what it seems like a lot of times, bruh, no, cut that shit down to 8, solid 8. The first 3 matches got like a 10-minute time limit, and that's it. Like, why are these shows so long? Especially on a Sunday.
All right, so I see your point. I definitely see your point. So I was saying this because I feel like it's true. If you're gonna do something like this, the pay-per-view that with the 8 o'clock slot should only be 9 matches. If you're doing the 7 o'clock, which they do, which is the 0 hour, do 3 matches on the 0 hour, right? If you're gonna fix that up, right? We get there at 7, we leave at 12. It's still not too bad, right? I feel like, however, I feel like for me per se, if I'm going to a pay-per-view, which I am, I'm gonna be like, I want my fucking money's worth. Give me everything. Give me God.
You staying until 12 until midnight?
Hell yeah, give me everything.
You're not gonna fall asleep.
No.
We're around the same age. Your ass is not gonna fall asleep.
Surprisingly, no. Well, as long as there's not a Chris Jericho match, I'm not gonna fall asleep. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't want to.
You waking up early the next day?
Yeah, you got a point. See, I get that point. I do get that point too, because yes, I have to be at work at 9 a.m. sharp. Like,
and what time do you have to wake up?
7.
So you have to be up by 7 a.m. So let's break down your commute real quick. All right. You live in Brooklyn, right?
Correct.
Okay. So people who don't know, AEW Forbidden Door is in Long Island, New York, at the UBS Arena. That's where it's at. All right. Okay. Pay-per-view. Hold up. Pay-per-view ends 12 o'clock-ish. Let's say 12:15. You got to walk out the arena. You got to get to your car. So about, let's say, 12:25, you pull up to your car. Now you got to get out the arena parking lot when everybody's leaving. So that's 12:25, you get to your car. It's going to take you a solid 20 to 25 minutes to get out of that parking lot on the road. Because I'm from this area. Valley Stream, Rosedale area. I know that traffic. So all right, you pull up. Get in the car. You going with wifey?
No.
Going with your cousin?
No, I'm going alone.
He's going alone. Now you lonely now. You gonna play a little sad music because you by yourself in the car. You gonna put some Bryson Tiller on or something. Bryson Tiller right now. It's 12:20. It's 12:50 now. You in your car. You're trying to pull out of this parking lot. Now you on the road. Traffic. How long it takes you from Long Island to your place in Brooklyn on a good day?
On a good day, okay. So because it's a Sunday and it's the nighttime, honestly, 40 minutes, give or take.
So now we're gonna add 30 minutes on top of that because that's gonna be traffic. So you got an hour and 15 minutes. You are getting home almost 3 o'clock. Maybe.
Listen, I got a strategy for everybody. I'm not going to say my strategy because I tell you this much. If I say my strategy, I know everybody going to take it. But I've been to UBS before. So me and my fiance, we went to the Kendrick concert. Oh, yeah. So we went to the Kendrick concert and what we did was, no, I'm not going to say it because I almost did. But the way we set things up, we was home very quickly.
How long did it take you to get home?
Give or take, cause I just stayed at her crib, so give or take. 35?
So you cheating though. She lived closer to that arena.
Oh,
she don't live in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's true.
You a cheater.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you still getting home at 2:30. You got to be up at what? 7?
Yeah.
So by the time you get into your bed, it's gonna be 3 o'clock.
I see your point.
So that's 4 hours of slaying down, of getting some good night sleep. You probably don't even get into the deep sleep. Because the deep sleep ain't happening within that 4 hours. Right. Your alarm's going to ring, nigga, get up. And what's going to happen?
I'm going to feel like, fuck it, I don't want to go to work today.
Exactly.
I get your point. However, it is a birthday gift.
Oh, you cute.
It is a birthday gift. Shout out to my best man, who is the executive director. So not a surprise. So yeah, he got me it. I'm very happy.
Does he still work remote?
Every now and then.
Where does he live now?
He still lives in Bermuda.
Bermuda?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, he living the life.
I mean, yeah, if you want to call it that.
Is he a passport, bro?
No, absolutely not. No, I had to think about it.
Is he on like doing pull a 90-day fiance type of shit?
Oh no. They've been together longer than me and my fiance have been together.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely not the same.
Did he meet her here? Or in
Yes.
Bermuda?
Yes,
Oh,
he
okay.
met her here.
Oh, okay.
So that's why.
That's the real question we got to ask now.
Because that's what makes it. That's that passport bro difference. If you meet her there, then yeah, it's a lot different. But no, he met her here, so it's fine. But overall, I've been excited for this show, and as days go by,
It's because you a mark.
So I don't care. I don't care. You call me a fucking mark. I love pro wrestling.
So do I, but I'm just gonna call you a mark.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine. I love pro wrestling to a T. And I love pro wrestling in a different way. I think people have their reasons for why they love like wrestling in general. Some people like it for the entertainment side. That's why like when you ask a lot of people, especially millennials, who are their favorites when they were growing up, a lot of them would say like the Triple H's, the Rocks, the Stone Colds, the Undertakers. If you ask me, I'm going to say Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. And people will look and be like, huh? Be like, yeah, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. Those are my favorite too. Because one, they're like short. I'm short. Rey's definitely short. So like, I always felt like,
you feel that you're short?
Listen,
how tall are you?
5'6".
Technically short, yeah.
Yeah.
How tall is your wife?
She's 5'4".
You're not on like dating women under 5'6".
That's interesting. Why?
I'm 5'10" on a good day. So I feel I don't want my child to be short.
You know what's crazy?
I don't want my son to be short.
You know what's crazy? You would think that, but like my little cousin, who is way taller than me, his parents were short. He's like 6'4".
I'm not taking those chances.
Listen,
I'm not taking those chances.
Even my executive director, he's what's it called? I think. Well, I don't know. I don't really know his story, but his mother's short. His mother's pretty short. She's like she was my height.
Did you meet the mailman?
Rest in peace. Huh?
Did you meet the mailman?
No.
Oh.
May his mom rest in peace. So, but yeah, his mother was really short. So, and he's like 6'3", 6'4". So it's not like the recessive genes can happen.
Recessive genes can happen. I'm not taking that chance though.
I can respect it
because you have to understand. I've done this research. As being an average man, average black man, I have to work 3 times as hard as everybody else.
So what you think? I'm shorter, so of course I gotta work even more.
I didn't deny that, and you understand the struggle.
I mean, to be fair, I have once tried to date somebody who was 5'10". Maybe she was 6 feet. Who knows?
Now 5'10", 5'11", that's peak. That's my kind of party.
That's
and we can wear the same sneakers.
Word. Listen, man. Anyway, let's go back on topic because it's ridiculous. So overall, I'm very happy. I know a lot of people like to complain about AEW and certain things. I just feel like you're not gonna love everything about AEW. You're not gonna love everything about WWE. You're not gonna love everything about New Japan. You're not just gonna love it. I just feel like you're gonna love what you love, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I like Coke and you like Pepsi, I don't give a shit.
I really thought you were gonna say Coke. You talking about cocaine?
Listen, all right, cool. If you like cocaine and I like heroin, listen. I mean, that shit is much harder, but it's a lot different.
Coke is wild. Heroin is wild though. If you like heroin, that's a wild thing.
All right, fine.
Like you should die.
What? If you should like what?
Heroin, you should die. Like heroin is wild.
Heroin is extreme. It is
like heroin is like when you really think about it, like, and I feel bad for people who get addicted to it because you can never not be addicted to it. Like it changes the chemistry of your body.
Yeah, that chemical.
Chemical, and then the thing about it too, you're addicted to heroin because you're using needles to enjoy it.
That is definitely.
That's literally what you're doing because you have to be addicted to put a needle in you on purpose. Like this isn't a doctor doing it. My nigga, like, you gotta be...
Like, you literally take...
Like the rubber band, you tie it up, you be high as fuck, and they still getting it right.
Yeah.
Like, the hate you must get. I don't wish that on my worst enemy, son. But it's just like we're all going off subject, but cocaine, like you can kind of get off cocaine because you smoke coke. You smoke cocaine, coke.
No,
like
you sniff coke, you smoke crack, you inject heroin.
Yeah. So I'd rather smoke crack and sniff coke than do heroin.
And I still wouldn't say necessarily about the crack thing. Sniffing coke is fine. Let me not say that, because I know certain, like some of my former students watch this. Do not take drugs. Do not take drugs.
No, drugs are bad. I don't do drugs.
I definitely don't do
I'm
drugs.
borderline a straight edge.
That's fair. I
don't ever drink ever. I never done any type of drug in my life.
I still smoke weed, but I don't drink as much. I don't feel like it's necessary. We keep getting off a subject, but yeah, like it's a Coke and Pepsi thing, right? You're gonna like, some people like Coke, some people like Pepsi. It just is what it is, right?
No, I think like you said, AEW is crack. WWE is heroin. You pick what you want to indulge in. They're both toxic relationships.
They are. They are. They truly are.
Because I'm gonna bring this up right now because nobody wants to talk about this. Outside of NXT, WWE right now doesn't like niggas. Nobody has mentioned this. WWE, the main roster, does not fuck with niggas.
I'm just saying.
NXT is WB11 at its prime when it had the Jamie Foxx show. It had the other shows on there, and that's what NXT is.
You mean UPN?
No, Jamie Foxx wasn't on WB.
Oh, it was on WB.
It was Steve Harvey show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would say more
UPN,
because UPN was definitely
for the niggas. United place for niggas.
Yeah, that's UPN was definitely for the niggas.
Yeah. So, but nobody talks about this right now. And I love WWE. I ain't gonna sit here and be like, yo, I don't fuck with WWE. But where's the black talent being uplifted? With Vince's nasty ass, nigga, the freaky ass Connecticut god, Vince McMahon, at least you got some niggas doing some shit. Some black people doing stuff. New Day was champion for how long under Vince?
For like 2 years.
And Vince is probably a racist.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
Q in the goddamn Vince McMahon nigga line.
Like, we haven't seen it, and listen, the Triple H era has been dope, bro. Has been dope. But there's not a lot of black talent being uplifted. Not a lot of black talent in that main spot. Or even somewhere sniffing that main spot.
I mean, listen, man. I am not a WWE watcher anymore. You know, I gave up.
You don't watch WWE no more?
Matter of fact, okay, let me not lie. I will watch NXT because they have a lot of my favorite wrestlers in it. Because like Javon Evans is probably one of my favorite wrestlers because I loved him as, you know, Jay Malachi.
Mm-hmm.
So I listen, sometimes there's this thing where people be like, oh, you got to support the wrestlers no matter what company they go to. And that's a true fact, right? Because I really do like Jay Malachi. I really think he has a lot of talent. And I think if there's one talent that I think AEW had in the clutch of their hands when he was on Dark, it was Jay Malachi. They definitely could have done a lot with him. Mm-hmm. He had it. I don't really care for Trick. I'm gonna be honest.
You don't care for Trick?
He's very entertaining, but
you know what?
That's the thing.
I know
because
why.
He's not. He's still very green.
He's not ill in the ring.
Exactly.
I
like Carmelo Hayes.
So okay, now, the only black person I've seen is Carmelo Hayes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he scorched NXT.
And then Obafemi right now. currently.
But Carmelo Hayes is on the main roster.
Yeah.
So you did. So it's
I
outside of
know
Carmelo.
that.
Outside of Carmelo is not too many brothers doing things. Now you can argue Jade and Bianca. But they're not really in the mix like that. They're more in a tag team because they're using Bianca to get over Jade.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Well, which is fine, but
I kind of have my whole little thing about that. But
what's your little thing? Speak on it, black man.
To be honest with you, it's not that I have a thing against Jade, right? I feel like what she did was what she wanted to do, right? She went to AEW. She did what they tried to push her as hard as possible. And people will say, oh, they did it. I'm sorry. They made her a champion for over a year. Mm-hmm. The only other person they did that for is Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and MJF. So they thought she was a fucking prize. Oh, and Sheeta. But it's fucking Sheeta. Like, they really made everything diverse. Like, your long reigning champions was like very mixed. Yes. It wasn't like, oh yeah, it was just a bunch of white people of the lighter hue. Let me say that. So it was something different, right? However, personally, I feel like she did what she did. She went to WWE, and people just they like to discredit AEW, and I don't feel like she gives a lot of credit to AEW because let's call it for what it is. Originally, she wasn't supposed to go to AEW. Well, what happened? Originally, she was supposed to be in WWE, but what happened? They told her, "Oh, this is your family. You can't do what you want to do. This is your family."
So, I'm gonna give you some pushback on that one. She did the thing because she understood what was important to her, which was family, right?
Which is fair.
And she needed more leverage. So she went to AEW, got the leverage that she needed. The one thing about Jade, she looks like a $1 trillion.
Exactly.
Not a million, not a billion. So it was like $1 trillion. Like, Jade is just looks like money. And she knows that.
Of course.
But also, I also think she felt that the ceiling was reached at AEW.
Which is interesting because she was only TBS champion.
Yes,
that's
but the thing
weird
about
part.
It, do you think they would have made her women's champion?
I feel like here's the thing. If she did all that training in the performance center to get better, why couldn't she have done the same exact thing in AEW to get better?
Because it wasn't required. Because let's look at on a bigger spectrum, and let's use this. If I'm on a team where there's no standard, I am not going to do anything to better myself.
I see what you're
because there's no standard. And I'm not saying the wrestlers there suck, but there's no standard of excellence for the wrestling. Or there is no what it is, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'll put it like this. So I heard Lyric, shout out Lyric Wrestling. I heard her say, for example, Jay White, right? She was like, Jay White is a A-tier wrestler. But the big problem that he has is that he's an A-tier wrestler in S-tier talent.
So, okay. So that's what I'm saying. There's no level of standard, there's no standard, and there's no system in place.
That I agree.
It doesn't matter how good you are. And one thing I love basketball. Especially 2000 to 2010. That's my era of basketball. And Kobe's my favorite basketball player of all time. Why did Kobe Bryant be so excellent? Why was he so good at what he did? Because there was a standard. He played for the Los Angeles Lakers. There's a standard there. There's a tradition of winning. That's number one. Number two, he wanted to be like Michael Jordan. That's his standard of excellence. Then there was a system in play that he could play in that made him better, which was the triangle offense by Phil Jackson. Now, Jay didn't have a system in play at AEW. There wasn't a level of excellence when it came to professional wrestling there. They had phenomenal wrestlers, but the overall thing is this is not what we we do this here, not this. When you go to WWE, let's talk about WWE. WWE has their own style of wrestling, correct?
True.
And that's their standard.
True.
You can argue that it's not that great. You can argue that it's corny, but it's still a standard that they have. And you can excel at that and become better. So you go into that system knowing what the standard of excellence is. And then you go, this is a system to get to that standard of excellence. And the thing is, they looked at her, was like, yo, we're gonna give you the world, but you better do what the fuck we tell you to do. Tony Khan is not like that, which is a good
and bad. Because you have a per se limit, right? Your limit is that you can go as far as you want to, right? Mm-hmm. A good example. I remember y'all was talking about Mercedes, right? A couple months ago, right? Mm-hmm. About where she is now, where she was. Let's look at where she is now. Let's look at the turnover, right? I guess she saw the flack for what it was, and I don't know what happened over the last couple of months, like ever since Double or Nothing, but that switch has turned up times 5. Like, she's everywhere. You really can't miss her. She's out of the Celtics games. She's doing appearances all over the place, which she was already doing, but she's now doubling up on it. Now she's in CMLL, which she always wanted to do. Now she's injured, but she's doing everything. The injury may have screwed her over, but when she came back, she's like lightning right now.
So now let's talk about that, because that's a great point. So she knew the standard that was there at WWE. She saw what the top people were doing a bunch of interviews all over the world, doing this premiere. So she goes to AEW and said, I'm your champion. So I need to be here, and here with the belt promoting this company. She already knew the standard. So now she's trying to bring the system over. So that's where I think why she's doing that, because now I'm champion. I know what the standard was at WWE and what was the expectation is when you're the champion and you're the top person. I'll tell you a quick story before we move on to the next subject, because my man over there is like, yo, when are you guys gonna show up about this wrestling? So when you remember I was signed to Complex for a little bit,
yeah, and
I always tell this story. Me and my co-host, shout out to Alex Queen of the Ring, we went to we're doing a day in the life of Bianca Belair. This is, by the time we meet Bianca at her hotel, this is probably about, give or take, like 1 p.m. She comes downstairs looking absolutely gorgeous. She is one of the most flawless women I've ever seen, besides the women I love. Comes downstairs. She's like, I just woke up from a 15-minute nap. I was like, oh, shit. She naps. I didn't know. She told me by 12:30 she had done about 5 interviews. Maybe 6.
Shit.
At the time, she was champion.
Yeah. And
then we get in the car because we're doing an interview as we ride in this nice, Navigator. I felt like I was money. Black Navigator, big, with the tinted windows. Oh, yeah, that's felt like a baller. Anyways, we pull up to the Mets game because she was going to do an appearance at the Mets game and throw out the first pitch at a Mets game. Remember, I told you I got there at 1 p.m. with her. End up leaving her at 9 p.m., almost 10 o'clock.
Shit.
So that's what WWE does. You out here, you champion, you working. That's the level of excellence. That's the standard at WWE. And I think that what you're talking about is Mercedes bringing that standard over to AEW.
I think I see what you're saying, but I also think that Swerve is also doing it too. But yeah, I know people have their little fusses and qualms about Swerve, but the one thing that AEW is doing that WWE, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, is doing right by a black champion, actually making them black male champion, right? Because you could say what you want to about the Kofis, you could say what you want to about the Biggies, like they were champions. Even Lashley was champion. But guess what? You didn't necessarily feel their reign as much as you wanted to. You felt the moment, and I always tell people this, and people don't like it, but it's a reality. You guys enjoyed the moment of Big E winning, of Kofi winning, of Lashley winning. You enjoyed those moments. Those are feel-good moments. Does anybody remember the in-between of that?
You know what's funny? You say that. It's kind of like hearing Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, and you're like, damn, this is great. And then you go out and then you go down the block and it's like whites only.
Exactly. That's exactly what it felt like. It's like, yo, what is the necessary action from it? And what Swerve is doing is actually walking, talking, moving, doing everything like a champion. People don't like it sometimes, yeah, but these feuds, like, there's no reason why Christian Cage should be as good as he is at his age. That man is doing legendary work in AEW, and he made Swerve look even better. This match on Sunday is going to be his highlight until he faces Swerve. Until he faces Hangman again. We'll get to that when, we cross that path. But I want to wrap up the thing about AEW because I want to do one more, and then we're done. Cool with that? All right. One more. But it's not going to be that long. Promise. All right. I love AEW. I love everything that they do, and I love that. Listen,
motherfucker. I'm a WWE guy.
That's fair.
Love them.
That's
love
fair.
Them.
And there's nothing wrong with being a WWE guy. I'm an AEW guy. But
we
then
do a show called WWE versus AEW.
Oh, if we did that, that'd be interesting. But as long as we're not doing the whole viewership kind of thing, let's just talk about, if we're talking about the wrestling, the storyline, stuff like that. The other stuff, because somebody said it, her name is Danny. She's from Black Girls Wrestling. Mm-hmm. She said it best. These billionaires do not pay me a goddamn dime out this goddamn viewership. So it don't matter to me. Everything else kind of matters to me. The quality of the wrestling is what matters to me.
You know what? And that's why we differ. Quality of the wrestling does matter to me, but I really prefer the storyline.
Well,
and I think that's why me and you differ.
I feel like me and you could just do something about that in general. Yeah. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So one more topic and we'll be on the road. Matter of fact, let's not even do it. I want to talk about this because it just happened today. Let's talk about Nepo Baby Bronny.
You mad, nigga?
Oh, listen, okay. There is people mention it a lot. There's a lot of nepotism in sports. There's a lot of nepotism like in industries and businesses and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. But in this case, this is the one case where I'm like, what in all the fucks?
What?
Do you see this man numbers? This man averages less than 5 points a game.
Nigga,
But this nigga is getting drafted by the Lakers. All because Rich Paul want to be an asshole and say, oh, don't draft him or he's going to Australia. What was he going to do in Australia? Average 4 points a game?
All right.
Bronny is not good. It's the same thing with Dwayne Wade's son, Zaire. Them niggas is not good. The only person that I can see and I can say right now in the future is going to be really good, it can be Bryce. I do feel like it could be great. And Cayenne is his name? Carmelo's kid.
He's not on the US team, by the way.
He's not.
Which is interesting.
But he has the tools. I just never really saw it for Bronny.
So,
and this is a person that watched UFC games. So that's why I was like, I don't see it.
So I'm going to say this. I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. I am clapping for my man LeBron getting his son on the Los Angeles Lakers. Rich Paul, you my mans, do your thing to make sure my son is on the team with me and we make history. First things first, I have worked in corporate America. I have worked in non-corporate places. These motherfuckers in charge puts their dumbass son or daughter who don't know how to do shit in charge. They put them in charge to run shit, don't know what the fuck they doing. They try to swim, but they drown, and they fuck everything up. The NBA is full with nepotism. Now, you are absolutely right, my black man. You are right. Bronny ain't do shit in college. Ain't do nothing.
Not a thing.
But you know what? If he's nice, he'll last in the NBA. And if he sucks, he's out in 3 years.
You give him 3. I give him like 2.
He's out in 3 years. So let him get drafted. Go play for the Lakers for like 10 minutes. A game, maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes. It's probably gonna be like 5.
Yeah. Because Pippen Jr. I think Pippen Jr. is way better than him.
Yeah.
And he don't get minutes.
No playing time, because he suck.
And KJ too. KJ Martin kid.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He gets like decent amount
But
of
I
minutes.
can tell you he could play better than goddamn Bronny.
Yeah. But the thing about it, it's one of those things where it's like, yo, either he's gonna swim or he's gonna drown. That's literally what it is, because his dad can't protect him forever. Now, if he gets better, becomes that guy, great.
But how rarely do you see somebody who averages 4 points a game?
He almost died the year before.
I'm not using that as an excuse because he wasn't even a top 20 player in high school.
He was top 100. He was top 50.
Yeah.
The nigga almost had a heart attack.
I get that.
Died.
I get that. So did Sharif O'Neal, but he ain't, what's it called? Didn't he have medical conditions? Guess what? He didn't make it. He went undrafted. But you didn't see Shaq, who is a legend, by the way, didn't go off and say, why y'all ain't pick up my kid? Why y'all ain't pick up my kid?
Because Shaq does not care. LeBron cares.
That's
LeBron
bullshit.
had no daddy, my nigga. Do you understand what niggas with no daddy go through? Because they want to make sure their son has a better life. My dad died when I was 8. I can't wait to have a little nigga that look like me running around here. Big ass head, mad muscular. Nigga gonna have a better life than I did.
I mean, that's important. That is
yes, and he's giving that kid his better life, and he wants to play with his son.
But
then I can retire, drive off in the fucking sun, because you know what I did? I broke history.
I get that. I just feel like okay. So let's jump from basketball to football, because it's gonna be real quick. Let's look at it right now. Right now, currently, who was the number? Who was he? Number 2? Number 2 draft in the NFL draft. Marvin Harrison Jr. Right? That boy know how to fucking ball. Jerry White's son was I think it was number round 2 or round 3, and he was good. But it's not like Jerry Rice is gonna look at the 49ers and say, "Y'all better draft him. Y'all better draft him."
You're missing the point. The point is LeBron has the Lakers by the balls.
Oh, he does.
And he's literally telling these niggas, hey, you're going to do what I tell you to do. And also, this is my son. You're going to take care of him. You know how many friends I have hired at my shoot job? And I'm trying to get another one so I can overpay him. Because he's my man. If my brother knew how to train, was halfway decent, I'd hire him. Because I believe in putting people on. Now, the thing about it, the cream always rises to the top. If Bronny sucks, he's out the league in 3 years, like I said.
I give him 2. All right. So I definitely want to do a part 2 to this.
Yeah.
Because this was fun. This was mad fun. But we gotta wrap up for now. Thank you, Sir Wilkins, for coming on. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again real soon, because I do like this wheel thing, and we did not get to a lot of points that I think would be really good to talk about.
It's because we both long-winded.
Oh yeah. We old. We old niggas. We old niggas in the game. But with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please support. Please support We Ain't Done. Please support Jobber Tears. Please, please, please get your tickets for Jobber Slam 4. You guys are missing out. August 24th. You gotta come see Sir Wilkins in action. And plus, come see some other wrestlers. Come support the black wrestlers. And bring some dollars. You gotta listen. They all deserve it.
Yeah.
They all deserve it.
About to end this because I'm hungry.
Oh yeah. It's over. With that being said, I've been your host, Rasan. That's been Sir Wilkins, and we'll see you guys on the next one.